Hmm. What? What do you mean, well? How was it? Uh, Honestly, it wasn't bad. I'll give you that. Yeah, eh, it wasn't bad, but I wouldn't say I like really, really enjoyed it. I say that every time we watch a romance movie. Well, not every time. Like you've recommended some decent ones. It's just a lot of these are extremely cheesy. That's the point for some of these. Yeah, and I guess I just don't get it. Excuse me. Okay, that's a little insulting. Okay, that's not true. You know that's not true. Look, I may not have a lot of interest in romantic movies and romantic comedies and whatnot, but that doesn't mean I'm someone who can't appreciate romance. I just don't consume that much romantic content. Why not? Again, it's just cheesy. And look, okay, I'm just going to be perfectly honest with you. If the romantic story doesn't have me experiencing that romance, I do not think I'd give a fuck. I'm saying I don't like, I'm not typically super fond of watching other people's romantic ventures and whatnot. Like I don't care because it's just not that interesting to me, I guess. Okay, but that's completely different though. Because in those movies, it's like it's a different world. It's a fantasy, right? Like it's magic, it's powers, it's mythical. It's something special. But like shit like this, I can go on some random social media app, scroll down some reels, and I'm gonna find like a couple who's posting like, oh, this is our love story, and it's like the same thing. I just don't really care about romantic movies that much because I don't need to see it. I don't want to see it. Yeah, at the end of the day, it's because I'm still painfully single. So why why would I want to see other people romantically happy? You know? Yeah, that's what it is. What is it not like, do you not resonate with that? Do you not understand? Oh, well, no, I get what you're saying. No, that's fair, but it's just not for me. Like I'm not gonna okay, I'm gonna be honest with you again. A problem is, see, because I'm so into like the fantasy and all that, like that genre, sometimes it gets really easy for me to find myself imagining like me in those situations or in that world, right? It's yeah, like imagination. If I watch too much of these cheesy ass romantic comedies, at some point I'm gonna start imagining, and like it's just gonna end up in like a spiral where I become a very delusional person, and that's just no good. Yeah, so I'm saying you are more or less no good because you are also delusional. Well, it's not like, I wouldn't say it's fundamentally a bad thing, but when you let those delusions get to you too much, like it's not good. Oh yeah, yeah. You for sure. Yeah, no, okay. You totally aren't super delusional. Totally, totally. Yeah, no, I'm being sarcastic. I think you are probably one of the most delusional people I've ever met, honestly. I mean, there's a certain charm to that, and I think it's fine. Well, only because you're my friend. Um, I'll leave that up to you to think about. Yeah. Mm, I don't know. I don't really think so. Again, it's not something I like to think about too often. Whoa, what is that question? Uh, I don't know if I'll answer that. Hmm? Because look, okay, let me just explain, okay? I know we are friends. I know we are best friends. We've been best friends since high school. We are extremely, extremely close, right? We tell each other a lot of things about ourselves that we don't tell anyone else, right? Like, we have that kind of bond. But I will say, I don't think I can tell you because it's embarrassing. Like, frankly speaking, it is extremely embarrassing. Yeah, no, you're right. But like, I won't elaborate on it. Okay, everyone's had that period in their life. Okay, if anyone were to say that they didn't, that's just a complete lie. Everybody had that phase as like a middle schooler or high schooler where you're just delusional about this one person. Okay, I'm sure. Okay, even if not everybody, 99.9% of people would have had something like that. Yeah, and I mean, yeah, I mean, I can admit, yeah, I've had that phase myself, and it is embarrassing. So I don't think I'll tell you about it. uh, Excuse me? Are you trying to? You'll tell me if. Okay, but I never said I wanted to know yours though, so I don't really have a good reason for. Don't be this way. Come on. What do you mean? I just I don't know. Like, it is complicated. It's a very complicated thing, and like, I know your brain can only take that much. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Calm down. Okay, I'm sorry, but like, you know that's true. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Within my delusions, um, from like middle school, um, till high school. What about now? Um, I don't know. Cannot tell you yet. Um, but you know, my romantic movie heroine would be you. So, um, I've told you my one. I believe it is your turn now. Are you gonna say something? Hello. Surely you didn't just like bait me. I trusted you. I trusted you that you would tell me. Do you want to let that sink in first? Sure, I guess. Okay. Did that sink in yet? Well, what about you? You want to ask me another question? You haven't even. What about now? Now what? Is my romantic movie heroine right now you? uh, uh, yeah, yeah. Still is. Nothing's really changed. I mean, something has, you know. We've grown up. Oh, and also, I've only gone to fall for you more, I guess. I, oh my god, everything I just said, that's such a cliche. You see, this is why I can't watch too many of these. Oh my god. Huh? What was that? What's me? Huh? What? The person in your little romantic fantasies was me? No, I can tell you're serious cuz that expression of yours right now, I've never seen it before. I can tell you're being serious. Yeah, I guess so. We have liked each other for quite a while already. Hmm? Why didn't I ever confess? Well, I could ask you the same question, but to answer your question, I think it's probably because I'm afraid. Again, cliche, but you know, real. Cliche, but it is real. I was afraid. And I basically told myself every time that I was being delusional that I am being delusional. I pointed out to myself and I just say, hey, it's it's like a mental thing, right? Like growing up, going through middle school, high school, seeing other people get together, and also starting to, I guess, be more aware of feelings and attraction and stuff. It's just all of that combined with how close we are that resulted in me thinking about you like that. I told myself that was the case, and that's all there is to it. Because like I wasn't going to tell you. Honestly, I'd ask again um, for your side of the story, but I'll spare you the cliche monologue and just ask, would it just so happen to be, you know, same reason that I just provided? Yeah? Hmm. Well, I mean, I guess the cliches do come from somewhere. Yep, people like us. Huh. Yeah. Hmm. Um. Well, no. If this topic was never brought up in the first place, I don't think I would have ever confessed to you. Mm-hmm. Yep. I mean, I like to portray myself as someone who's pretty confident and brave, but there are some things that I, you know, still fear, and that would be losing you. It almost kind of feels like this is all scripted and this is just like a scenario. Just somewhere in this room there's a camera that's watching us and we're being broadcasted because this feels too scripted and fictional, but I'm glad to know that these delusions of mine could be reality. Oh, well, for the sake of taking things in a more wholesome way, I've thought of holding hands with you, right? Going on nice dates like the park, simple things, because I mean, we're not really rich enough to afford more expensive trips anyway. Like again, park, just a nice cafe date, maybe go for a walk, just simple things, cuddling when watching a movie and gaming together, and yeah, like cuddling to sleep and some kisses and stuff. You know, anything else? Yeah, definitely a lot more that I've wanted to do with you. But I think maybe it'd be better if we just don't rush into things. Because, I mean, since this is so close to fiction, typically in fiction, when a character rushes into shit, they fuck up. And with you, I don't want to fuck up. Hey, I never thought I'd say these things either. I didn't even know these words can come out of my mouth. And yet they are. Wow. I did not expect that out of nowhere. This feels unreal, but I love you too. Now all we're missing is just some classical jazz. You like jazz?